allegiance. Some kind of flag. I pledge allegiance
Pledge allegiance to the flag
flag
of the United States of
States of America, and to the republic
for which
it
and
stands, one
one
nation,
nation,
under
under
God,
God,
indivisible, with
with
liberty
and
and
justice
justice
for all.
for all.
You know, I listened to watched our last meeting this morning, and boy, are we pretty raggedy on the Pledge of Allegiance. Does the town council do any better? Does anyone watch them?
No, I haven't.
No.
watched.
I suppose if we maybe we had subscripts or something running across under the photos. Okay. Approval, the next item of business is approval of the minutes of the February 24th, 2021 Ethics Commission meeting. Except I should have said when I called the meeting to order. I'm calling the meeting to order at 1 p.m. on April 5th, 2021. This is a meeting of the Chesapeake Beach Ethics Commission. Okay. All right. Sharon sent out a revised set of minutes. Did everybody get that?
Yes, I did.
Okay. One of the things that is actually, you know, what one thing minutes are supposed to have is simply each resolution that's ever been introduced and what happened to it, passed or failed or withdrawn, or anything. I was looking at this, the next to the last paragraph of that part of the minute says, there's a previously unproposed change in 2539D1, which is to add after $5 per day, quote, not to exceed $500 in total. Unanimously agreed to recommend to the town. That was not in what I sent to the town a couple of weeks ago. So I'm going to have to modify, send them a correction.
Okay.
It wasn't, I'll plead guilty, since it wasn't my idea. I just have it in my notes. And, the benefit to having every proposed resolution actually reflected in minutes is we get to correct that now rather than after the town acts on our recommendations. Okay. That's next item on the agenda. Okay. Approve revised disclosures forms. Now with what I sent out was I think
We just approve the minutes or not?
we could. Is there any objection to having the minutes be approved?
No.
Hearing none, they are approved. Thank you, Ingrid.
Sure.
Do we have the only thing I could find quickly was the draft for employees and appointed officials. Do we have the elected officials as well?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. We're gonna have to have that.
Yeah. Yeah, let me talk with Holly and
Yep.
see if she got a chance to get that. I'm not sure.
Do we have to vote to approve every sentence and word? Or can we authorize Mike working with Holly to, make whatever editorial or any editorial changes, I guess.
Phil, Phil, are we talking about the long form?
I'm sorry.
Are we talking about the long form? The form for, okay. What are we talking about? The elected official form?
Both. public disclosure statement, there's two forms, one for elected and the other for appointed. You know, they're very similar.
Right.
But-
Okay, so the one we have that was sent out with the meeting notice, that is for the appointed officials and employees,
Yeah,
correct?
correct, yeah.
Okay,
And you know, the big thing is, Mike, create a very elegant solution to the Form A problem that has bedeviled us.
And we're also going to have electronic signature, which is going to make it a little,
Boy, that would be great, absolutely great. So that, yeah, I mean, that's the sort of thing that I suspect then the signature portion is going to be different than it looks right here. I don't know that we need to vote to approve the particular wording that the town experts come up with. Ingrid, I'm sort of looking at you on this.
Phil, I was going to suggest that we just walk through this really quickly, page by page. I just had a couple little comments and changes here and there.
Okay, great. Yep.
Is that okay?
Yep.
One, when we have our page,
Let me get my notes here. And write it
Um,
down.
on page 2, we have instructions. And I was just, kind of doing a crosswalk from, where we say Form A, B, and so forth. Can we not just use the title that we use on each of those subsections to make it clear? It's, we're kind of doing a description or something here. And I guess my preference, like say for Form A on the instructions here is just
Okay.
real estate. And then we go through on A, we ask, did you own, did you rent? I don't know. I mean, it just seems a little cleaner maybe.
I sounds good to me. I think you're right. There's no benefit to the editorializing that somebody in past years put into this.
If we want to keep it, we do need to take the G off of within 10 miles of town boundaries.
Yeah.
They're in Form A. So that's just, depending on what you think there.
Mike, what do you think?
they sound good. I have no strong preference. So,
All right,
yeah,
So the proposal is that the material after each form on page 2 simply be whatever is on the top of that form itself. So A becomes real estate, B, ownership of businesses, C, sources of earned income.
Sometimes we're not consistent either. We'll call, and like in Form B in these instructions, we say companies you had an ownership interest in, but then we go on the form itself and call ownership of businesses. So it just eliminates that as well.
okay, good idea.
All right, all in favor of making that change for each of the forms as they're listed on page 2, indicate by saying aye.
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 Those opposed, no, the ayes have it. Thank you, Ingrid.
Sure. Then on Mike's form, which looks great, and I think will help us immensely, we won't have all that, scribbly handwriting. Just had a few little things in that last column. We've got, did you sell in all caps? And I don't think we really need that.
Okay, good catch, Ingrid.
And then down in the little paragraphs down below, the last line is, what was the value of that interest, not for that interest?
Oh.
And that in all 4 of those.
Jeez. Okay, all those in favor of changing for to of in each of those entries indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. The ayes have it.
And then on the next page, under rented real estate, at the bottom, we say, if you rented any additional property from, it should be to someone else during 2020, provide the information below or on the continuation sheet.
Whoa. Okay, what? Yeah, I mean, this deliberately says, is asking, are you a renter?
Aren't we renting to somebody? Or is
I-
it from, wait a minute, maybe I misunderstood it. Did you own or rent any, okay, so where we are renting from then? Okay, so my misunderstanding.
And going back to page 3, I assume the box should actually be under real estate, then the box, then during 2020. Generally, we've been putting these explanatory boxes at the top.
What was that again, Phil? Go over
Right.
that.
The box that says
Oh,
no,
I see it. Yes,
I think should be after the title real estate.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, most of the others, the note of that sort is up top.
yeah,
All those in favor of moving the box on page 3 to right under the heading real estate indicate by saying aye.
aye.
Those opposed, no, the ayes have it. Okay, go back, Ingrid.
And then on page 6, ownership of businesses, sort of in the last 2/3, I guess, of the page, we say if the business I think it should be, is not a corporation, state, and then it should be either and not neither.
Boy. Okay, no, I don't think this is any change from what we had in the past, and nobody noticed any of this. Okay,
And then we,
on the sentence, it currently reads, if the business in not a corporation state neither, those in favor of changing into is and neither to either indicate by saying aye.
aye.
Those opposed, no. The ayes have it.
On the same page, we have for every change in your ownership of this company in 2020, I think we need our set of colon there. Just to be consistent.
Yeah,
And then right below that, we have identity of other party, and we need a colon there too.
oh, okay. All those in favor, any discussion?
Nope.
Okay. All those in favor of adding the 2 colons that Ingrid indicated, indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. The ayes have it.
Let's see. Then on page 10, this is gifts. And the line that says yes, it says, if so, identify the giver, describe the gift or gifts,
Oh,
and state the value of each and the approximate date it was received.
so we want to just change the second gift to plural.
Yes.
Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor of adding an S to the second gift indicate by saying aye.
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 Those opposed, no. The ayes have it.
Then on page 13, this is prestige of position, second sentence. During 2020, did you influence or attempt to influence the award of a Chesapeake Beach town contract to a specific person or entity?
Any discussion on adding the word "a" before Chesapeake Beach? Hearing none, those in favor of adding the letter A to that sentence indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. The ayes have it.
I didn't have anything else, Phil.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I had. I'm sorry. Okay, does anyone else have any other comments on the disclosure statement for employees and appointed officials? All right, hearing none, I'll just make that for the record, there are no additional comments or suggestions. Can we ask Mike himself or working with the town to make the same consistent changes in the forms for the elected officials?
Yeah, that sounds good.
All the typos are probably the same, and the change in the table contents. Okay. This is not a rhetorical question. Do we have to, well, a couple of things. One, do we have to see and vote on the statement for employees and appointed officials after the changes are made? Or can we say we're approving it with these changes?
I'm
So
happy.
I think he can.
Yeah, Phil, I think you certainly can approve it with the changes, and then leave it up to the administrative staff to make the changes.
All right. All in favor of approving the statement for employees and appointed officials with the changes that have just been approved, indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. The ayes have it. Now, I think, and I'm very happy to be overruled on this, we will have to vote on the elected officials at some point. Or not. Can we approve the statement if the changes, are made consistent? Now, see, for example, on Form A on the for the elected officials, it's, did you own or rent any real estate anywhere in the world, right? So it's not, it won't be identical to this. There's only one or two others where the form will be different. But what do you, I don't know about anyone else. I don't find this a terribly stressful thing. And if we have to meet for 15 minutes next week or later this week, that's okay with me.
That's fine with me.
Fine with me.
Okay. Because we got, I mean, these are due, they have to be filed, what, April 30th, right?
Right.
Yep.
When can we, well, I guess the real question is, when can Mike get together with Holly to, well, I take that back. Mike, you don't have to get together with Holly to give us a draft, revised draft of the forms for the elected officials, do you?
Pretty much, I think she takes what was already out there and modify just the slight modifications in there. Yeah.
Do you think we could have that by Friday?
Let me talk with Holly.
Okay.
She's trying to get that electronic signature, so I'm not sure about
Okay.
That's gonna be the key element.
Okay, but we certainly should be able to adopt changes to the content as we've just done here
Right,
in the belief that the electronic signatures will happen.
right.
So is everybody okay with meeting 1 PM on Friday?
Yes.
Okay.
Phil, are you gonna need or want me at that meeting just for a few minutes?
Pardon?
Are you gonna want me to attend that meeting? You know,
I don't think that'll be necessary. I mean,
Yeah.
hopefully there won't be anything realistic
I'll be around.
questions.
I'll be
Okay.
around in case you need to reach out.
Okay, appreciate that. All right, so our next meeting will be this coming Friday, whatever that date is, at 1 PM. Why don't I get the date? At 1 PM. All right. Next thing on the agenda is proposed changes in rules of procedure. In what has been previously distributed, there were a number of changes suggested for reviewing financial disclosure forms. I didn't get around to resending that until 10 minutes ago. Whatever people are more comfortable with, we can do it on Friday or we can do it now.
Can we do it on Friday?
Yeah, I haven't read it, Phil.
Okay. Okay, good. That's good. All right, we have scheduled the next regular meeting of the commission. Last item. Yes.
Can we go through your letter just real quick to Mayor Mahoney?
Yeah, if you wish. Yep.
So on page 2, in the second to last paragraph, line 1, 2, 3, 5. Let's see, we say under B, if there are facts in dispute, the commission will ask the town to contract with a qualified person to hold a hearing.
Mhm.
And
Okay,
then the next paragraph, we discussed the late fee of $5 per day.
Yeah,
Don't include the not to exceed 500.
right. That I discovered that error today.
Okay. And that's all that I saw.
Okay.
After just a quick,
Sharon, did you already send this out to the mayor?
Oh, yes, I did that when you had sent that to me, so he has that, yes.
Okay, I will prepare a correction of one sort or another.
Okay,
So, I mean, the key one is not to exceed $500. We've got to have that in
Right.
there.
yep,
Thank you, Ingrid.
you're welcome.
Any other comments by commissioners or members of the public? Hearing none. Is there a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Move.
All those in favor of adjourning indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. The ayes have it. We are adjourned at 1:25 PM on the 5th of April. Thank you, everybody, and see you Friday.
Okay, sounds good.
Sounds
Thanks,
good.
everybody.
Thanks.
Bye.